Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'm bringing you today's episode. And today's episode is going to be answering a question that was asked in a comment. We generally ask that you send us your questions in email, sincitylivinglv@gmail.com. But when I can, I go through the comments and see if I can pull out some questions from you guys. Actually, I haven't gotten a lot of emails lately, so please email us strategies, questions, anything. We love shooting videos for you guys based on your questions or your emails. So this comment was asking about place bets and their interaction, especially during the come out rolls, and why do dealers do certain things the way they do. So let's take a look. So let's say that the point doesn't really matter. So let's say that the point is a 5, and we'll say you're on a $15 table, okay? So you've got 81 across. You've got your line bet with some odds, right? So a winner 5 rolls, okay? So this winner 5 rolls. You get paid. We turn the point off. You go ahead and collect up your money, collect up your odds. You're good to go. You're waiting on the next come out roll. You've got your pass line bet set up. And now you're waiting on the come out roll. Maybe you do your scene-y, you do whatever that you like to do on the come out roll. And the dice roll, and let's say it's an 8. Now, the player is wondering, this question was, why do the dealers ask where you want to move? Where would you like to move your 8? A couple of reasons. Now, first off, if a player looks like this, where they've got all the numbers, where they had 81 across the first time, most dealers aren't even going to ask. They're going to say, hey, I'm moving you to the 5. And give you your 3 change. Because you obviously were betting all the numbers, so they're going to want to make sure you get all the numbers. But let's say that you were only betting a couple of numbers. Let's say you had only picked... let's say that when you were on the 5, you bet the inside. So now we roll the point is 8. Now, if you had said inside, the dealer might say, hey, would you like the 5? Because they assume you're still on the inside. But if you just kind of pick random numbers, maybe you just started with the 6, then after a couple of rolls, then you added the 9, then after a couple of rolls, you added the 8. Now they don't know. You could pick any number. So they're going to ask, hey, where would you like to move? Now, again, you're wondering why. Well, because 99% of players want to move because they have odds. You don't need to stay up here. You have the point right here, and you have odds. Now, some players will stay on the point. They have a strategy that's based maybe on having all the numbers, so they also have their pass line bet with their odds, especially if they're shooting. But for the most part, their real moneymaker attempt is up here on the place bets. So some players will stay, but most will not. Because it works out better for you in general to be in the back. Let's raise this up a little bit and show you why. Actually, we'll go even higher. Let's make this more fun. We'll go even higher to show you. So now we ask you, hey, would you like to move to the 5? And if you say yes, we're even going to ask you want a $50 5? You could do a 60, but most players at this point, 270, 260 across, are looking to stay at that level. So they would probably have a $50 5. But some players will say move it all. That's no problem. It's an easy bet, easy thing to handle. But let's take a look. You stay up here with your $60, and it pays you $70, right? Take it down and put it as odds, because that is the bet that makes the most sense on the 8, and now it pays you $72. It pays you $2 extra. That's not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but in the 6 and 8 is where it comes the closest. You come off the 6 or 8, look at some other numbers. Let's say the 9, 5 or 9. $50 here as a place bet is going to pay you $70. As odds, it's going to pay you $75, $5 extra. Keep an eye, by the way, all of our patrons out there. We've got some new videos that will be coming out for you guys. Got some real player, real strategies, some cool little ones that we're going to put out as exclusive videos for you guys. And thank you, everybody, by the way, for the coffees. Anybody that's curious about that, just check the description of the video down below, okay? So it makes more sense to be behind the number, to have your odds. So that's why we ask if you want to move, because typically once we have set a point, there's probably an open spot also. The last point is probably an open spot, so we're going to ask if you want to move there, if you want to cover it. If not, would you like to take it down and use it as odds? So that's why the dealers ask. One, because it makes more sense, and two, because 99.9% of players, that's what they want to do. So that's why we ask. Sure, there's some players that want to stay, but that 0.1% isn't enough for us just to leave everybody else up there by default. By default, we're going to ask. Okay. That's really why that whole default thing is really where some policies and procedures come into play when it comes to come out rolls. Here's another example. This is not dealing with place bets, but another example of why the commonly preferred way of doing it how it has affected the policies and the way that dice works. So let's say we're on a come out roll. And let's say we got a player that's doing some come bets. Okay, so come bets can never be turned off because they are a flat bet. They are a line bet that has a point marked. The bet itself is the puck marking that point because we can't have 6 pucks out here. That'd get really confusing. So the bet itself is the puck marking the point. So these bets, this flat bet, is a pass line bet that has a point marked. The 5 for this, 8 here, 9, 10. So those can never be turned off. Pass line bet can never be taken down or turned off until a decision has been made, win or lose. Once there's a point marked, it's locked in. It's called a contract bet. The odds, however, can be turned off. You can pick up your odds behind your pass line bet anytime you want, while there's a point marked, anytime you want. So the same thing with odds on a come bet. Players can pick them up, can take them down. Now, by default, when you're on a come out roll, odds are not working. Why is that? Because what other time are odds defaulted off? Never, really. I mean, if there's a point already marked, the odds are not going to be defaulted off. And the reason for this is because of the common way people play, in that they know that right now, if a 7 rolls, they win right there. So most players prefer to turn off, would prefer to turn off their odds so they have the least amount at risk. They don't want to win there and lose big over here. That's the same reason that a lot of players tend to turn off their hard ways. It's not quite enough to have made a change to policy and procedure. Hard ways always work unless called off. But it's common enough that we make sure to always announce that and ask, do you want to turn off? Do you want to turn on? It can get kind of interesting when you have 7 players all betting hard ways and 3 of them are on, 4 of them are off, or vice versa. It can get kind of interesting. It's like a little mess of lammers marking on and off. It's amusing, but that's why, common way of playing. So that's why the dealers ask about moving your place bets, because it's the common way of playing. It's the most common way of doing it. So I hope this answers the question. Thank you very, very much for asking it. And we hope the rest of you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, or at least just plain fun. And we will catch you guys next time. Bye now. Thank you everybody for watching today's video. And as promised, a little bit more detail on things that we are working on. So again, we want to continue trying to expand the channel. We're really hoping to be able to add roulette as soon as possible, and then some video keno, video slots, stuff along those lines. Unfortunately, it ate up almost all of our cash, paying off all of our bills during the month of January while we were down. And now that the holidays have ended, YouTube's payouts have dropped significantly. So we're kind of treading water here as far as all that goes. Do have a lot of things we want to add, though. Not just those things, those additional games, and hopefully some carnival games and such like that, but the live streams. The biggest problem right now with the live streams is with 3 jobs combined between the 2 of us, 4 if I include the 20 to 30 hours a week I'm putting into the YouTube channel. It's very, very difficult for me to have a day and time that I can commit to doing the live stream every single week, because we also have our very young child to take care of. But I'm trying to figure that out. I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being on Monday nights or Tuesday afternoons, or possibly both. I intend to do at least 1 live stream exclusively for our patrons, and then another one on the YouTube channel. So possibly both days. We also have a few other things that we really want to attempt to move forward on. I'm just running into to either time or skill set issues. I do want to eventually have a website going for us. I did used to program websites over a decade ago. A lot of things have changed, and I just don't have that time. And not a whole lot of knowledge on the current state of building websites, hosting what sites can host, and how to build up the e-commerce stuff. So if anybody has any skill sets along those lines and would like to answer some questions or just help us out, shoot us an email, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Also, I really hope to be able to start adding some exclusive stuff from Sin City Living, logoed shirts, hats. I'm looking to get custom dice made, even custom layouts made, although those would be pretty expensive. But I know zero about e-commerce and drop shipping and anything along those lines. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area, please email me. I would love to ask you some questions and see if you can answer a few to help me figure out how to get that going. Same thing with designing our logos. I had some logos designed, very, very small logos, unfortunately, not big enough to blow up to put on T-shirts and stuff like that. And again, I know I know nothing about logo design, graphic design, any kind of websites that could do it. I literally know nothing. So if you have any skill or knowledge in that area also, please email me, and you're willing to answer some questions, please email me and let me know. I'll admit I don't even know where to start as far as asking some questions, but I'm sure I'll ask a few, and that'll trigger a few more, so on and so forth. So yeah, there's that, and of course we do hope to continue to improve our AV setup, but I am an AV moron, so also right there, if you have any skill sets or knowledge in that area, please email me, and are willing to answer some questions. Please email me and let me know. We would love to help. Otherwise, again, thank you everybody for watching, and we're very excited to continue bringing you our videos. Bye now.